Thank you for joining us on Producer's Toolbox. Welcome back. This is a program geared to creative creators. Whether you are an artist, a writer, photographer, filmmaker, we aim to provide you with information, encouragement, and access. And today, we have a topic kind of near to my heart. I think so many of us feel we have a book in us. It might be a history book, it might be a novel, or it might be a children's book. And actually, I have to admit, after I spoke with these authors, I opened a file in my computer and made notes because I thought, I've always wanted to do a children's book, but I actually wrote down like 5 things I would put in it. I don't think I've written a complete sentence yet, but I'd like everyone to meet Britney and Brea Morgan, the authors of this beautiful book, Follow Me. This is, wanted to show you, the illustrations are just wonderful. And so welcome to the show. So you guys grew up reading, I think. What were some of your favorite children's books?
I got you. I feel like I don't have a particular favorite. I remember all the classics like Rainbow Fish and things like that. Of course, you have Dr. Seuss books. They were always around, but we all really naturally gravitated to reading. I feel like once I got the chapter books, then that was when it really took off.
Same. I couldn't tell you like the favorite, but I know this reading was just a passion of mine, and it's continued to this day. I haven't stopped reading since, so ongoing.
Now, are you both like natural writers? Do you love writing too?
No. I can tell you that I am not a natural writer. I mean, going to school, writing a paper was necessary, but natural writing, no. This is something that just popped up out of nowhere. It just happened. Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a natural writer. I feel like I've tried to write poetry and things like that, but nothing that nobody has ever seen.
I write so much and I'm a big reader, but I do not love writing. I consider myself a whine and cry writer. So
Understand that.
All right, I have to do it. But sometimes you get great stuff from people who do not love writing.
True.
Now, what inspired you to write a children's book?
Oh, it was all this one's idea.
So before me, let's just say it was my nephew. He's 8, a very adventurous little boy, huge soccer fan, but my brother likes to do things with him. So it all started just from him going on I believe a fishing trip one day, and me just saying, I started singing a song. So there's some of those writing skills, they just flow. And then it turned into, we should write a story about you going fishing. And then I told her, now I said it as a joking way. I didn't think it was going to be something where we're officially here with a published book, but she took it and ran with it. And it led to, as you said, you now have your notes. You don't have anything written, but it became, we have titles. Let's start here with Follow Me, which is a saying that he always said when he was younger, like follow me, like just to go get something as simple as a basketball upstairs. Yeah. Yes. So it's all my nephew.
So how old was he when it occurred to you to write?
Gosh,
maybe 5? He may have been 5.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 8 now.
He's 8 now. So I won't say that there wasn't any procrastination. There definitely was. Can we do it? Will we do it?
How do we do it?
How do we do it? Which is the big one. How do you do it? But I think it started with just actually sitting down and writing out the story. Like, what are we going to talk about? And animals became a big deal, a big thing. And we went from there, did some research, and it played out well. Here we are.
You had told me something that really rang a bell with me, which was that you consulted a librarian.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love librarians.
Yes.
How did that go?
Shout out to Mr. Ashby.
Mr. Ashby is a librarian at Sharon Hill and he's amazing. Like everything that he does in that library, he puts on, has different events in there. He's very community oriented, but he definitely has the connections and the mindset that we needed to definitely help us move forward. So I had met him actually through my brother for something that I helped him out with. And I just started talking to him, letting him know what we were looking to do. And he connected us with the editor, Naomi.
Yes, who's also a published author, and she writes children's books as well.
Yes.
Oh, it helps to have somebody with experience guiding you. That's because it's a brand new field, and it fascinated me as somebody who wrote a book a couple of years ago, but there was a literary agent, and they dealt with a publisher, and they dealt with the illustrator, but you guys did the entire thing yourselves, which really, I'm so impressed with that. And I think that, listen, I'm interested in having you talk about the steps you took, because it really is, I mean, you have to be committed to it, and you really have to be a researcher.
Yes.
And then make your decisions based on what you find out, which you did. And OMG, it's on Amazon. You know? So what were the next steps that you took?
Well, once we spoke with Naomi, she was gracious enough to help us edit the book, to just get the language right, especially for a children's book, because you would think that it would be easy just because it's just a couple of lines on each page, but it really does still have to flow. And after that, my sister was able to find us an illustrator. I tried to illustrate it myself and quickly learned that I need to pick my battles. But it definitely is a lot of research. It's definitely a lot of trial and error. And it's something that you are for sure not going to get on the first try. Even now with the published book, I feel like I'm constantly learning new things every day.
Yeah. And I think in the midst of us working with the individuals that we work with, like we weren't afraid to just ask questions, and they're very helpful. So they were willing to get on the phone and answer those questions and have those meetings. And I think I told you before, Carol, like it's one of the more important things was to ask the question, because this is something totally new. We've never done it. So to be able to reach out to them and just say, hey, what do you think about this? Or
how do you
do this? Like, what's the best course of action? That was very helpful. But yeah, it was.
You guys said something in our early conversations that I actually wrote down because I thought, boy, it says everything. I said, what advice would you give? And you said, ask all the dumb questions.
Yes.
And
yes.
Really, you can't assume with something like that. And it impressed me too, because knowing, having gone through those steps a single time myself. And then when I realized, you made this book. You did not have like people telling you how it was going to be. I mean, you had to do the research at each stage. How did it work with the illustrator? I mean, these are extraordinary illustrations. They're so compelling and colorful. And I love the giraffes are my favorite. So you had a story at this point.
Yes.
And then you met with an illustrator. What did you tell him?
Yeah. So I'll be honest. After having the story, I thought it was as simple as, here are the words.
Yeah.
Make the pictures. Do what you have to do.
Big mistake, mind blown.
But he came back and said, well, what's the story, like the whole storyboard? Do you have a visual of what you want the pictures to look like? So Brea and I, we sat down together and we drew our boxes for each line or each page. We were like, okay, well, this makes sense. Let's have this look like this. Oh. And he came back because he's done this longer than we have. He, on his website, you could definitely see all the different publications he's worked on. But he added that additional flair that we just didn't, in our mindset, we didn't have.
I think the only thing that we wanted to make sure was colorful and vibrant.
Yes.
That was like really our only notes. And we wanted to make sure that the characters actually looked like our nephew, and our brother is in the book, and our nephew's mom is in the book. So we wanted to make sure that it was still all about family. Yes. And he captured everything and gave us notes and that we were like, oh.
When you look at the book, there's one picture in particular that I love is with the frog. and the frog is
The
extended.
frog's tongue.
That was an idea that he always said, you want to do that so that it's eye-catching. And again, that adventurous part, you want to make sure that that's showcased for the kids that are going to be reading the book. So they would love it and they understand the adventure and what the frog is doing. So yeah, it was, our vision was here with the book. He grand scale, he made it there, pulled it there. So
I didn't know. Now I'm used to, you have to have a storyboard for filming usually, but you did a storyboard for books, which makes sense. It never occurred to me that would, why not? I mean, that makes it clear to everybody.
Yes, we sat there, drew out boxes, stick figures.
Poor drawings.
Very poor.
Poor drawings. Very poor. For sure, but
stick figures in each box and just laid it out to him. And then he came back with some ideas and we went with that. And there you have it.
The other thing that you had to deal with, I thought when you kind of walk through the steps of it, I have a friend who is writing a children's book and I said, what age group is it for? And he said, why does that matter? It's for kids. And I thought, no, as a reader and somebody with a young nephew to whom I mail a book every month, you have to really gear it to a certain age. How did you find out like where to place it?
Well, I think our nephew's age helped with that as well. Like the age that we actually decided to write the book, plus the age that he is now when we officially put it out and published it. And the good thing about our book that it's all about curiosity and imagination and actual learning. So, our range is from at least, I would say like pre-K to 8, or you could read it younger as well, which is why we wanted it to be so vibrant so that, it could attract kids that are even younger that maybe aren't reading just yet. But his age was what really inspired us to do it in that age group.
And I think the storyline too is where you base your age range on.
Yes.
With the type of story that this is, it makes sense for it to be for those children from pre-K to about 6 or 7, because you got to think like at a certain age, kids they're moving forward. They're not for the little kiddie stuff. They're not a kid anymore in their words. So it's based on like the type of story is where I would think that we definitely came up with like the age range where we were going with it.
I had read it when you first gave it to me, and I read it about, I guess, 2 weeks ago. And this morning, right before we went on, I thought, let me take another look. And that's when it made me laugh out loud 3 times. And I thought, that's unusual. It was just so charming.
That's good to hear.
That's the reaction we want. And I think that is so cool that adults get those reactions just as well as kids. I'm like, oh, okay, that means we did something right. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's you have to kind of know where it's aimed. Like I noticed this morning, it didn't occur to me earlier. It's not about conflict. It's about curiosity.
Yes.
Which would be appropriate to that age. Was that something that was a consideration?
For sure.
Yes. And again, pulling back to our nephew, he is curious.
Yes.
He is curious. He will ask the questions. He will repeatedly ask the questions.
And he has the memory of an elephant.
Yes, has the memory of an elephant. And again, and that adventurous side of him is always there. So yeah, it pulls right into that.
I think it's so important in another sense too, in that apparently being read to as a child is so important with brain development, really, and with later for reading, even like pre-readers.
Yes.
Being read to, so you're learning language and you're talking about the story and you're looking at pictures. It's a very stimulating activity to be read to as a kid. Now, you guys grew up with books in the house, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
It was. So do you read? Chase is your nephew?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you read to him? How did he respond to a book about him?
He thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's almost like a baseball card, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool for him. Generally we're pretty cool aunts. So this is
I could tell.
This is pretty cool for him to have a book that's based on him and made from just his image. So he loves it. He offers his ideas on what we should be doing.
As a matter of fact, Chase actually helped us pick our author photo on the back. We ran it by him.
Oh,
like, which one do you like better?
Yeah.
Did he recognize himself in it?
Yes. Yeah. And definitely his dad. That one looks exactly like our brother.
Yeah. So for sure.
Yeah. But there were points in the book where it's like, oh, this is Chase for sure. There's a point in the book where the character has his shoes off.
Yeah, when he's on the hippo, which is such a Chase thing.
He's going to kick him off.
He never has on his shoes. He'll always kick them off and get comfortable.
Yeah, if he's comfortable somewhere, he's taking them off. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know hippos couldn't swim because you always see them in the water. I learned from that book.
We didn't know that either.
And that's why we have a good old educational book.
Now, I see you have a very real copyright on it. What was the process with the copyright? Is the text and the illustrations copyrighted differently or separately? How does that work?
So with Chris and his team, they actually offered us a lot of options when it came to it. I know they offered us full perpetuity so that we can be able to use the imaging, and whether it be digital or print, however we want, distribute it however we want, publish it however we want. And they were very helpful in explaining that to us. We don't have a full copyright at the moment on the text itself, just because I believe it's just like basic Arial font. But I think that being able to actually use the image, however, hopefully that it can grow into something more and be able to continue using it in other things like activity books or, however we would like to use it and document it for any other things is something great that we were able to do.
It could translate into a cartoon if that opportunity came.
Fingers crossed.
You were speaking my language. Get me on Netflix next
That's why
year.
I looked at you. I'm like, I know you're going to talk about it.
Now, are there more books about Chase coming?
So many.
Yes. So remember I told you I had the song and I told Brea. Well, she just came up with everything. Chase goes fishing, something about outer space and that, and something with sports. That's why he's a huge soccer fan. So we definitely have to do something that involves soccer for him.
We don't know how many it will be, but I'll say this. There are about at least 40 different titles in the archives of possibilities.
I don't know if it'll be 40 books, but
please expect more.
Yes.
When my nephew was 5 and he was in love with basketball, and I Googled, and Steph Curry has written a children's book about basketball. I sent that to him. I thought you kind of feed that developing intelligence with this kind of stimulation. Well, I'm curious again about working with the illustrator. Can you walk me through that?
So I'm pretty sure I feel like it's been so long, Carol. I'm very once we determined that we were writing the book, my goal was to find a great illustrator and someone to bring to life our thoughts in color, in living color. So I searched through Instagram, just a basic search like illustrators, and I found Chris and his team that way and reached out to him. And I think there was another option that we had, someone else, but it was just something about Chris's work and reviewing everything that just stuck with me and made me kept going back to say, this is going to be the person that's really going to bring our vision to life. And he did it. I mean, from the beginning to end, they've been very thorough and helpful in regards to the whole process of illustrating the book.
Wow. So you actually saw his work on Instagram. You researched him it wouldn't have occurred to me. That's a good idea.
On Instagram. I mean, social media is the gateway now. You can find anything there. But yeah, Instagram was there. If it wasn't Instagram, I mean, you can Google them or use, what's the website?
Fiverr.
Okay.
Also, I think I went there too to just look around, ask some questions. And again, Chris Dudley pulled me right back in. So that's who we went to, reached out to him, and it was a go from there.
And it was a perfect choice. His team was so gracious and patient. Shout out to his team member, Alea, who accepted all of my calls and emails.
Yes.
Poor thing. I know she was like, what's wrong with this girl?
I think, and I don't know if this is just something they have to say to everybody, but I think they really enjoyed, like after reading the book, because we had to send obviously the writings to them to just read through and see if it was something that they were able to take on.
Yeah.
And I think, or no, I know from what they said, like they really loved the book and what it represented and what it could be. And I think that made the working relationship even better with us. So, yeah.
Now, all these steps, so you have the text, you know what the story is, the characters, and you found the illustrator. And so these are all fantastic ideas and designs, but how did you turn it into a physical book that can actually be purchased online or in a brick and mortar store?
Right.
How did it become a physical book?
So this was another search.
Yes.
We were led to one distribution company, and I was looking through it, and I was like, I think I kind of want to keep searching. And then we found Book Baby, who not only distribute, they manufacture, and they actually print on demand. So that kind of saves us from having just box after box of tons of books. And it's so great because they also do the work for you for Amazon and putting it on other book websites, which was also something that we didn't have to do.
Wow.
And they, they'll send you reports, they work with you, and you actually get somebody there on their team that you can communicate with. And their team member, Morgan, was also somebody who was very communicative with me. He was somebody who would call me if I sent him an email like, hey, let's talk about it, let's work through it. And also a very kind and gracious team. And they offer a lot of things. So if you are somebody who's trying to do publishing and want to have print on demand, they also offer to do marketing for you. They have options for ebooks for you. It's a lot there. And they also sell it on their own bookshop as well.
Really?
Mhm.
So it just sounds, it sounds complicated, but it also sounds doable. It's like
very much.
They focus.
Yes.
So do they do the distribution as well? They arrange to get it available for sale? You didn't have to do that?
No, we didn't. We still have our own website as well, but yes, they sell it on their website and they set it up for Amazon personally.
That's awesome. Oh, wow. Now, you had mentioned you were thinking about doing a companion activity book.
Yes.
What's going on there?
We are working on, so we have the book together. Like we made everything completely. It's more so we're at the point with getting it printed. So we had to find a printer for that. So Book Baby themselves, for that particular type of book, they don't do printing on the activity books. But again, going back to Mr. Ashby, the librarian, I asked him about it as well. And he pointed me in the direction of another printing company, which is based in Detroit. And we've been in communication with them. So we're hoping for the activity book to at least be finished. We're in the third quarter of the year. Yeah. So by fourth quarter, so around fourth quarter of this year, to have the activity book to align with the Follow Me. So in the activity book, it'll all go along with the whole Follow Me theme of animals. So there's coloring pictures, word finds, hidden pictures.
Yeah, like seek and find things like that. So it's still on the theme of education.
Education, there's like some math work in there, reading and writing your own story. So something like that. Yep.
What is the difference between the storybook and the activity book? Is there a physical difference does it have foldouts or what made it a separate agency?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have foldouts or anything like that. It's really more of a workbook.
Yeah.
So we're basically going to make your kids go to school.
Where they belong.
Yeah, fun. but in a fun way. We're involving lions and tigers and zebras and bears. Oh my.
Yeah. Who didn't love I loved hidden pictures growing up. So
yes, and Chase also loves him a good seek and find as well.
So.
Oh. Yeah. So are you doing any in-person hands-on introductions in libraries or stores? What are you doing?
Oh, you need to. Uh,
It's definitely
in the works.
in the process. We're hoping
Yes.
to, especially once the school year starts, hoping to work with different elementary schools, hoping to do some readings and hoping to hopefully get in at Philadelphia Zoo and things like that so that we can do readings there as well.
I loved that the book ended at the zoo. It was like, okay, you want to know more? Here's where the animals are. But
Yes.
did you talk to the zoo at all about it when you were working on it, or does the zoo know? Philadelphia Zoo?
We didn't talk to the zoo. We just knew at the end we were going to the zoo.
Wow. I would think it would be such a perfect for the zoo gift shop. Like
we're working on it. It's an email in their inbox as we speak.
Okay. To be followed by plushies.
That's a good idea, Miss Carol.
I like that, Miss Carol. That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. A little brainstorming in the package. Oh, well, what would you tell people who are thinking about doing this? What's your advice?
Can I say just do it? Do it.
Yes, can.
Somebody said that.
Yeah, to take the words from that other company. Yes, just do it. I mean, open your notebook, your texts, or wherever you store your ideas, write things down, and don't wait on it. Don't procrastinate. Just go move forward with it. Like take those steps that you need to take. It does take time, but don't be discouraged from it.
Yeah. And like we said, definitely ask all the dumb questions.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I would also say to not wait until you have all of the steps. There is a step that you could be doing. So go and do that. Everything's going to fall into place anyway. You're going to have trial. You're going to have error. You're probably not going to get it right the first, 99 times, but that 100th time, you'll end up with a book.
Bing. No, it really does. You kind of have to work your way down all these little pathways, and then you get to the treasure, really.
Yes, and definitely, call different places and talk to people and figure out which company aligns with you and what you're trying to do and your vision.
That was important.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we picked all the right people and all the right team members, and we didn't rush to do it. But I feel like, we still had a book sooner than I thought we would, because at some point it's going to feel like it's taking way longer than it should. But you can't rush what you really don't know also.
I think my favorite part of the story is that you guys went to the librarian first for advice. And I thought that tends to be one of my first asks. And how perfect, the librarian for a book. But yeah, shout out to Mr. Ashby. Well, thank you both so much for sharing this experience with us. And please promise to come back with the next book or the activity book. You are invited 100%.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Well, please join us again next time on Producer's Toolbox and write down the ideas for that children's book in the meantime, because you could have an actual physical book on Amazon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.